Quit bugging me! The Starship Troopers are coming in a new PC game, and they brought the perfect insect repellent with them.
Fleet's under attack. There's no time to get your ship ready.
Based on director Paul Verhoeven's 1997 sci-fi smash, Starship Troopers follows the exploits of a squad of futuristic soldiers as they do battle with giant alien bugs. Our insectoid investigators infiltrated Strangelite, the development team behind the new game.
You've only got to look at the film and see it like it's perfect potential to be a shoot 'em up, and especially a first-person shoot 'em up as well. So we all jumped at the chance basically to make it.
I think the members of the development crew were with us from the beginning, have seen Starship Troopers the film more than practically anyone on the planet. We took a look at the film and realised that the very first thing that we saw in the battles was a lot of action, a lot of enemies on screen. The game takes place around 5 years after the film. The universe for Starship Troopers is broader than the actual film shows. I mean, it's based upon a book which is fairly complex. We've taken one or two elements from that, but mostly, of course, we're based on the film.
Get ready for combat. This is gonna be rough.
They basically take the action from the film and put it in our universe, if you like. So we've got the Whiskey Outpost section where you see the 300 bugs swarming towards you. We've got the Clendathu drop situation where you're dropped in with all the troopers, up to 150, 200 troopers, into this nighttime kind of situation where there's loads of plasma bolts flying off into the sky.
Starship Troopers is a full-on first-person shooter. It's not really old school, but it takes some of its inspiration from the old school titles like Doom, where you'd have lots of enemies on screen and you'd be fighting in a really visceral way. We wanted to get in a lot of cinematic action. The film is well known for having a lot of these arachnids, and that was really what we wanted to do, was make sure that we could have a lot of enemies on screen. So this has been a big focus for us in the development of the game.
Normal first-person shooters obviously deal with 3 or 4 enemies at once, and we're dealing with sometimes 300 or 400 enemies at once. So it's pretty fast-paced, pretty chaotic.
In order to show so much on-screen carnage, the teams developed a new engine which they've codenamed Swarm.
We developed the Swarm engine ourselves because we realised that we would need to do it to get the kind of action that we wanted. It started out by looking into the rendering and also the basic AI that we were going to use in the game.
Right from the start we wanted to get a lot of detail into the bug models, like we've been doing on the design sketches, and this engine has enabled us to do that with the per pixel lighting and the normal mapping. It allows us to get a really detailed bug for a few polygon count.
And we've come up with a really strong cast, if you like, of small bugs, tiny little massive bugs, you know, bugs that are as big as 6 or 7 stories high.
You've got the warrior class, which is the mainstay of the army, and you've got the hopper class, which is the Air Force, and then the big tankers, which are like the lava spurting big monsters, and each individual bug has its own AI and pattern. So you've got this enormous wave of bugs that can come and attack the player.
But spiders are so scary! How do these brave developers cope?
Do bugs scare me? Well, if bugs are 4 metre high arachnids like they are in the film, then certainly they scare me.
Am I scared of bugs? Depends how big they are. If they're bigger than my hand, I'll run.
Come on, you apes! You want to live forever?